Alrighty, the YouTubes and the Tickety Talk worlds. Well, somebody's having a giraffe, isn't they? I mean, is this... Is this deliberately poking folk with a stick? I mean, regardless of where you sit on the pros, the cons, the ins, the outs, the conspiracies, the non-conspiracies, the anti-conspiracies about the vaccinations and vaccines in general and stuff, right? I'm coming from a place where I'm drawing comparisons to what happened prior to the French Revolution, the events that ran up to the dam bursting and the French Revolution happening, and the parallels are eerily scary. And what they called it, the events that ran up to the French Revolution in France. Funnily, do you know the French Revolution was in France? Not a lot of people know that. It was called the Great Fear. It's called the Great Fear by historians. Now, it's pretty self-explanatory, and that's what we're going through. That's the argument I'm making that we're going through just now. I mean, like, if I was to write an article right now with the absolute goal of triggering and just and angering folk that are on the opposite, that are in the anti-vax camp, let's say, and you can argue the wrongs and the rights, the ups and the downs, the pros and the cons. It's up to every individual's allowed their own point of view. But as I'm saying, if I was to write an article and I wanted to trigger the people that's on the political spectrum of the anti-vaccination, the anti-vax argument, then this is the article I would write. Because as we all know, the controversies around the mRNA, I say as we all know, as a lot of people are aware, a lot of the controversies in and around the science behind these new vaccines is the mRNA. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I understand science behind it, like lots of people who watch somebody parrot shit on YouTube or whatever, social media, very convincingly, and then go away and parrot that shit very convincingly, and then before you know it, you've got an absolute Chinese whispers of bullshit with people absolutely militant in their beliefs, one way or the other. I think every individual should make up their own minds and have the ability to go and look into all sides of the argument without one side or the other, the pro-vaccination, the pro-vax mob and the anti-vax mob, standing beside you, going after nut, jumping up and down like some fucking lunatic, like they understand the science. You know, where's your white coat? Where's your letters after your name? Where's your years in college or university studying this shit? Nah, I've got a degree of social media, man. I know this shit inside out. Did you know see that guy on YouTube? He had 30,000 views and millions of thumbs up. That makes it true. Not in my book, right? And listen, like, each to their own. In fact, I can't believe I'm parroting this stuff, but this is kind of where my head's at with this. And it's a tweet from Elon Musk. You need to believe me because my camera obviously isn't focusing. But it says, imagine a vaccine so safe you have to be threatened to take it. Right? Now again, he's just stating the obvious, you know, like it's no any groundbreaking shit here. And for a disease to be so deadly, you have to be tested to know that you have it. So that's kind of where my head's at, in the sense, each to their own. If you want to take a vaccination, if that's where your head's at, batter in. I'm not going to think you're any less of a human being for going and getting a vaccination, because there is science behind vaccinations. It's just this new science, the one that I just... Let me just get this. The mRNA. It's easy for you, no being dyslexic. So... Make up your own mind. I don't give a flying crap. I don't like people pressuring folk one way or the other, pro or anti. I just like to be able to make up my own mind. I think that's the best way forward. So, don't let this Nobel Prize, you know, you can imagine the reaction this is going to get, and this is why I'm saying the French Revolution 2.0. The reaction this story is going to get from the anti-vax side of the argument is going to be overwhelming. Turn into ankle-biting dogs out like that. Boom! Or an atheist that you accuse of having a religion. Triggered. And my argument is that's what that's there for. That's why that. Now, if you're on the board, I think there's a board or a committee, isn't there? There's a Nobel committee who decides all these prizes and stuff. More than that, I don't know, to be quite honest. But you could imagine that they're not dumb fucks. They're not stupid. They know the lay of the land. They know the general consensus in the public. They know the different arguments from both sides and stuff. And I would argue they're either completely closed off from media, society, what's going on in the world, the temperature of the water out there, or this is they know what they're doing and they know they're going to aggravate a hell of a lot of people that are in the anti-vaccine camp. Are you going to be annoyed? Is this going to trigger you? You decide. This is one of the things you can actually still decide on. So the Nobel Prize goes to the scientists behind the mRNA COVID vaccines. We all know this is a sign that together. Alrighty, booby tubes and the tickety tocks, thumbs up and all that goody shit. And I shall catch you on the other side. Catchies!